You've hit the compensation tier you always aimed for, yet somehow you still feel squeezed. Earning a top-tier salary in the Bay Area often comes with a frustrating paradox. You make exceptional money, but you're still house poor. Look at the entry point for real estate right now. A budget of $1.5 to $2 million barely gets your foot in the door. In San Francisco, that often means settling for a modest condo with an HOA or a single-family home that needs serious work. On top of that mortgage, you have California's top marginal tax rate pulling up to 13.3% out of your paycheck. The math constantly works against your ability to build lasting wealth. But the expansion of remote and hybrid work models has broken that equation. You no longer have to live within a 30-mile radius of a tech campus to maintain your compensation. This opens the door to geographic arbitrage. It's a straightforward financial strategy. You keep your coastal earning power, but you deploy it in a market where the cost of living is a fraction of the Bay Area's. For a growing number of professionals, the target destination is Carmel, Indiana. It is a Midwestern city engineered specifically to attract high-earning, relocating families who want to maximize their lifestyle. Look at this scale comparison. On the left, the volume of a typical 1,500 square foot Bay Area condo. On the right, what the exact same $1.5 million budget secures in Carmel, a sprawling 5,000 square foot estate with a massive private yard. The choice comes down to a specific trade-off. You have to decide if giving up the coastal climate and the immediate proximity to Silicon Valley is worth achieving complete financial optimization. Your choice of location has become a primary driver of your net worth, effectively dictating the real-world value of every dollar you earn. Let's look at how that budget translates on the ground. In Carmel, the $800,000 to $1.5 million range puts you in the premium luxury tier. We're talking 4 to 7 bedroom legacy estates with modern finishes and extensive outdoor space. Properties like this are concentrated in master-planned communities like the village of West Clay. The area is built with a European-inspired layout, offering walkable streets, local shops, and community integration. Because demand for these specific homes is high, the most effective route is through off-market networking. A specialized local advisor can often secure these properties privately, avoiding public bidding wars entirely. This chart breaks down the core mechanic of the move, something called the salary stretch. Looking at the cost of living row, you can see Carmel's overall expenses sitting 113% lower than San Francisco's. Now look at the tax burden over time. Indiana levies a flat state income tax of roughly 3%, creating a massive gap when compared to California's progressive rates that climb over 13%. When you combine the housing savings and the tax trap, a family earning $250,000 in Carmel wields the effective purchasing power of $350,000 salary in San Francisco. Assuming your compensation holds, the relocation functions as an immediate injection of equity and disposable income, steepening your family's long-term wealth trajectory. You do need to audit your specific employment agreement first. Some corporations implement localized pay scales and adjust your remote salary downward if you leave California. Assuming your compensation holds, the relocation functions as an immediate injection of equity and disposable income, steepening your family's long-term wealth trajectory. Housing is only the first hurdle in the Bay Area. The secondary drain on high-earning families is the near necessity and the staggering cost of elite private school tuition. This is exactly why the Carmel Clay School District is the primary magnet for professional families migrating out of state. This visualization maps over 10,000 school districts across the United States. When we filter for academic performance, Carmel Clay remains firmly in the top 1%, currently ranked 66th in the nation. The academic outcomes match the ranking. The district runs rigorous AP programs and dedicated STEM initiatives. The physical facilities, athletic complexes, and extracurricular options rival what you would find at the most expensive private academies on the coast. The trade-off is scale. Your children will enter a highly competitive, large-scale suburban public school environment rather than the intimate, highly individualized setting of a small private academy. But trading private tuition for access to a top 1% public school system effectively hands a family an invisible six-figure annual rates. Outside of the finances, there is the daily operational friction. In the Bay Area, a routine commute often means 45 to 90 minutes of stressful gridlock. In Carmel, typical drive times into Indianapolis tech hubs or business centers take a highly predictable 20 to 30 minutes. This efficiency is largely due to specific infrastructure choices. Carmel has engineered a vast network of roundabouts instead of traditional intersections, which keeps cars flowing continuously and heavily reduces traffic accidents. The physical layout matches that efficiency. The city incorporates hundreds of acres of parks and extensive trail systems, all maintained in a low-density, high-safety environment. You are, of course, making a massive geographic trade-off. Moving here means giving up the Pacific Ocean, the mountains, and year-round mild weather. You are adopting a distinctly driving-centric culture, and you will have to navigate 4 distinct, occasionally harsh, Midwestern seasons. The value of that swap depends entirely on your daily priorities. You trade coastal prestige for practical ease, reclaiming hundreds of hours of lost time every year. Carmel is not a one-to-one replacement for San Francisco. It is a highly optimized environment engineered for a completely different phase of life. Let's look at the decision scorecard to see who this actually works for. First, the Bay Area lifer. This profile requires coastal geography and constant access to edge culture. If you prioritize dense urban walkability and immediate physical proximity to global tech headquarters, you will likely find the Midwest too manicured and isolated. For this group, paying the premium and staying on the high-cost treadmill is a valid choice because the cultural payoff is worth the expense. Then there is the family optimizer. This group has remote compatibility. They are firmly in the family-raising phase, and they prioritize square footage and safety. This profile thrives in Carmel. They are ready to trade physical coastal prestige for increased household liquidity and a significant upgrade in their daily living conditions. The choice requires a deliberate pivot. You stop playing defense against California's aggressive cost of living and start playing offense with Indiana's purchasing power. A strategic move to Carmel allows a high-earning professional to convert coastal salary levels into lasting Midwestern wealth.